I want to ask everybody what they've been listening to, paying attention to, what's grabbed your attention lately. Bill, I'll start with you.
Okay, Scott. Actually, there's three things that are pretty new that I really liked. One of them is a band that has been around for a long, long time, since the late 70s, early 80s, called A Certain Ratio. They're an English band, and they have a new album. I think it just came out, called 1982, and it's got a good kind of, it's sort of like the best of their approaches, all sort of modernized and then sort of shot back in time. And so I've only played it through twice, but I played it through twice in the last 2 days, which is a lot for me. So I'm pretty interested in that. We did a episode series a little while ago about supergroups, and one of the things that I was pleased to note is that there is a current supergroup that just kind of really coalesced a few years ago, and they just put out their first real big album called Boygenius, and it's three women who, on their own, both have, or all three have, kind of significant audiences in the kind of cult space. Lucy Dacus, Phoebe Bridgers, and Julian Baker. I always get that confused. But anyway, they kind of have come together, and they've got a very tart series of songs, very observational, great stuff. And it kind of takes all of their various skill sets and combines it in a way that is uniquely different from their solo work. So that's pretty cool. And then the last thing, a band from Canada, the New Pornographers. Meet the New Pornographers, same as the old Pornographers. No, the New Pornographers, they've been around for a long time. I think of them as a kind of a very literate power pop sort of oriented outfit. Their secret weapon is Nico Case, who's a great singer, and AC Newman, who does most of the songwriting, is very adept at kind of tailoring his songwriting for her voice. And this is a little less hook filled, maybe a little more somber. I guess this falls into the category of pandemic created, but post-pandemic, put together and released. And I have only heard the first couple of songs, but it's really good. I like it quite a bit. So I'm pretty excited about that. So those are three things just in this week that I've listened to that are interesting.
Bobby, you sent me a text the other day saying the Zombies have a new album out. Have you listened to it?
I've listened to a couple cuts on it. I haven't done a deep dive into it. What I've heard so far is not too terribly bad. I was kind of drawn to it because I was like, the Zombies, they're still around. And it has two original members, Rod Argent and the original vocalist. So they've got a brand new album out. It's the first one they've done since, I think, 2015. And then prior to that, I mean, we're talking about way back in the 60s, I guess, when they did their stuff. So I thought that was kind of interesting. It's kind of a popish thing, but first couple of tracks I've listened to, they're not bad. Then the other things I've been digging into, Eric Bibb, an African-American acoustic blues artist and songwriter, has a new album out called Ridin' that I'm just starting to listen to. And then this is something we're going to be dealing with a little bit later. I came across a band called Daddy Longlegs, and they're kind of a blues punk group out of New York. And in fact, I've asked you to do a listen to that. And I've kind of been intrigued by what they're doing. So those are the three things that I'm on right now that are new.
How did you find Daddy Longlegs? Or they have a pretty good presence on Bandcamp, but I haven't been able to find a whole lot about them anywhere else.
I stumbled across them that's where I found them on Bandcamp. Yeah. And so I gave it a listen and said, hey, I really like it. So I jumped over to Apple Music, and listened to the album over there. And I liked it. I thought it was kind of a little bit different take.
And D, I don't know when, I'm not sure when it's going to air, but we've recorded a video where I asked D to listen to the Detroit Cobras, and he really, really loved it. But What else has grabbed your attention, D?
The baseball project, of course, which you previewed a little while back. I think it's pretty interesting just because of the storytelling, and the musicianship is good. I mean, it's pretty, it's good rock and roll. It's in that main lane, but I like the historical references, and hopefully I can, digest a little bit more. And then there's another one which I don't think it's aired, but I went back to it. Blue Copper. I listening to it again and again and have a better appreciation for that type of Bob Mould and what he was doing with his vocals.
Oh, Sugar. You're talking about Sugar.
I'm sorry, Sugar.
Yeah,
Sugar.
yeah. Blue Copper was the album. Yeah.
Yes. I get sugar and my adjectives mixed up here, but yeah, I think it's even though it's from the early 90s, I think it's definitely worth revisiting.
There's another release out there that I'd like to throw out. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but it's called Molina, Talbot, Lofgren, and Young. And the album title is, that's the group, and the album title is All Roads Lead Home. And what this is supposed to be is it's material done by Neil Young, Niels Lofgren, and a couple of the people from Crazy Horse. And it's stuff that they kind of did on their own during the pandemic lockdown. So they've taken 2 or 3 numbers from each one of them and put them together to make a compilation album. Haven't had a chance to listen to it yet. What I've read about it, they say is, not maybe the most fantastic thing in the world, but so I'm going to dig into that when I get a chance.
I was going to talk a little bit about Neil Young, because there was a story that I ran across online this week. It was at classicrock.com that Neil Young says that, quote, "It's over. Tours are no longer fun." I couldn't really tell if that was Neil saying he's not touring anymore, or if he was just venting, during this interview, that that it's no longer fun. I'm sure a lot of that has to do with the fact that he's pushing 80 years old, and it gets hard to travel all over the place when you're 80 years old. But the other thing that he went into too is that part of it is that the whole Ticketmaster thing has caused him so much stress that it's just become too much work and stress to go on tour anymore.
Yeah, didn't he also touch on like the ecological impact of going on the road, and talked about, I guess, like sustainability, I think.
Yeah, as Neil does.
Yeah. But if you open the dictionary to the word curmudgeon, you're going to see a picture of Neil. So
Right. That's why I wasn't sure if he was just on a "you kids get off my lawn" rant, or whether he's actually considering calling it a day. I don't know. I couldn't really figure that out. Bill, have you ever heard of an Australian band named Private Function?
No.
That's a shock.
Whoa, hold it. Stop. Time out. There's a band Bill hasn't heard of.
Oh my gosh, you would be surprised. You're making fun of me. But I regularly look at these lists of albums we're eagerly anticipating to be released in the summer, and I'm like, I don't know who these people are. I have no idea. I'll go down a whole list and I'll be completely confused by who they're talking about. So I know certain genres, and I'm sort of up to speed with some of what's current, depending on how it falls in what I'm interested in. But I don't know. So what do these guys like, this outfit?
I don't know, but they're releasing a new album, and then they're releasing a limited gold pressing of 50 LPs, a limited gold pressing, GOLD. This limited number of gold LPs, which apparently they're making collector's item, but these discs will be infused with a band member's urine.
And they
That's
call that art.
so this is like the golden shower of hits, I guess, right?
They posted it. They made that announcement on an Instagram post.
Good pun, Bill. Good pun.
I'm just going to read directly from this website called consequence.net. Due to its rather experimental nature, Private Function has not yet revealed what exactly this P-filled LP will look like. And further, Private Function, they like to make their physical releases extra memorable. Another edition featured a sleeve that acts as a scratch-off lottery ticket with a potential $3,000 prize, which got the record temporarily banned in South Australia due to gambling laws. The album, the title of the album is 370HSSV0773H. That's the title of the album. I don't know if that's like the catalog number or what, but it comes out in its non-piss form this on March 31st. I guess it's already out. Yeah, so you can order that. You can order that in a download where if you don't want to actually handle the physical media.
I don't know. It's
so their second album is going to be like Private Function #2.
Their Instagram post, they put a headline on their Instagram post that's called Splish Splash, I was taking a piss.
I guess it's getting harder and harder just to stand out.
Sing the old man blues. They're trading your Playboy for some hush puppy shoes. One more time.